What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 Disappearing Civs AI Only Battle. Hope you enjoyed yesterday's longer episode. I've got another one today, so that should be fun. There should be one every day now, but it might not be guaranteed. Like, I may just have a day where I can't do it, so I won't go to the whole effort of like putting in just informing people. I'll just sort of if I put a message, it will be to say that there's not going to be a video entirely if something big comes up. But yeah, if it's maybe one day I might have to just do shorter ones for some other reason. I don't know what that might be, but random things that come up. If I do have to cut back to more normal times that I was doing before, then I'll just do it naturally for the day or whatever, and then it just saves everyone's time, I think, instead of me just saying something and then things changing or whatever. But yeah, if it needs to be shorter some days, it might be, but for now, it should hopefully be like this every day. One concern is I'm running out of storage space. I do keep a lot of the old series backed up and saved. I don't know if that was a smart idea or not, but I mean, I've never lost them off YouTube. But I don't know. I don't even know if I would go to the effort to upload 2,000 videos again if they all suddenly disappeared. But I do need to order a new hard drive. I need to remember to do that. Do that later, I think. Russia has conquered the Khazar capital. Yeah, that is the capital, isn't it? This city is bigger, but it is now. It wasn't before, but yeah. It looked like Parthia might have snuck in, but that did not occur. Another city just fell, I think, and I completely missed it, so I apologise. I think it was this one. Goths conquering this back of Sweden, and I'm sure Sweden might get it back. And Brazil v the Inca. For the second time, and it's again Brazil attacking. Now, this went badly for Brazil last time, so I'm surprised they're going for it again. Canada just grabbed another city up in Greenland. Going pretty easily for them. Obviously, these cities have very low defense. And I will remember at some point to give myself this tile so that I don't forget and get booted out. But we've plenty of space at the moment. The settlers, okay, Canada's is in the Pacific. I wasn't sure if it could go in there, but it can, I guess. They came all the way around here to cut through. I mean, that does make sense, but I don't know, why didn't you settle here? It would have been so useful. I guess they're going maybe for Hawaii or something, but California does have 3 settlers heading down this way, and that could be a good time to arrive with the Incans and Brazilians distracted, fighting each other. No luck. California will settle the Panama Canal, be doing amazing, and then 35 turns from now, just disappears. All gone. There's a lot of triremes for the Shoshone in California. Those, I mean, they're not the best boats in the world, but that is certainly a lot. And the Songhai just grabbed a city off of Rome. So yeah, Rome's being booted out now. And the Songhai looking better and better, which is great news, I guess, for the stopping the Zulu squad of Egypt and the Songhai. I guess they're going to have to team up probably to do that. Sweden has pieced out with the Goths, so yeah, Sweden, I don't know, they gave away the city, or not gave it away, they could have, if they kept fighting, maybe they kept it, and they gave up this one in the peace deal. So I don't know how, but somehow the Goths have come away better from that one. Beyond me, but there you go, Sweden, whatever. The Goths can't really protect it, but I don't know, the mountains protect it pretty well. Like, there's not many tiles to get to. But there you go, they get another city. They get through it, and they end up a little bit bigger. They just need a break, I think. They've been at war with pretty much everyone since the beginning, or always with someone. I think they could certainly just do with a turn off to rest. The Ottomans looking great. It's kind of a shame they don't have a land border connection here. That is a bit annoying. But can't win everything, I guess. Can't have everything we want. Texas is still trying against the Aztecs. It's just not really working out for them, is it? It's a bit sad to watch. They're still trying. It's so hard. It's not working out for them. China not really making much progress against Mongolia. As I mentioned, good time for Japan to just rebuild. They seem a bit spread out. Oh, they have a settler down here. Yeah, I mean, the Kulin do as well. They have Gatling guns. The Kulin definitely the technological leader in terms of what they actually have built. Not necessarily in the lead for technology. I don't know who's in the lead anymore, but I'm sure it's pretty close between a few of them. Mongolia with a city here towards Japan. Oh, the Zulu have Gatling guns too, so they're up there as well. Them and the Kulin probably are the two leaders. Siam did not just settle a new city, but their borders did grow a little bit. Still no one really filling the void left by Harappa. China sort of a little bit pushed into it, but nothing crazy, just a little city here. But yeah, I really like how China looks. I mean, they've just got a few cities, huge borders. I guess that's more luck than anything. But yeah, that's working well for them. And Parthia is starting to build up a fair force here in the desert. And oh my goodness, Attila, he looks strong as well. Yeah, interesting. Russia grabbed another city here. Smolensk. How is Rome? Is Rome going to defend the rest of this? France is not quite making too much progress. They do now have some legion units. Only one actually, but oh no, they have a couple. Not sure how dated they are. Are they swordsman replacements? I don't know. Obviously musket men. Here, musketeers obviously have an advantage over legions. So that might not actually be a good sign for Rome. Never mind. Should have thought about that one a little bit more. Canada's still struggling against the Iroquois. A lot of civs struggling at the moment. I feel like we're closing. Obviously, cannons is a big technology, and artillery beyond that is very big for conquering. Frigates is a big one as well. Boats, if you really focus on them. Indonesia, yes, has been attacked by the Kulin. We'll see how this goes. The Kulin is quite a naval force, although their boats are very spread out, so it's hard to tell exactly how well this will go for them. But yeah, they've got a good chance of this going well. Japan has arrived with a settler in Australia, and I mean, all of Western Australia is open. The Kulin not too bothered by it, so we'll see if they go for it. The Kulin, yeah, they do know about New Zealand. I assume so, unless they've just completely missed it somehow. But yeah, they've not obviously been too bothered to settle here. There's some resources, dyes, fish. The island's a lot bigger than the other map I use as well, noticeably. Oh, Rome actually retook their city. That's quite impressive. I don't think it will last, but yeah, the Songhai almost took it back straight away. Yeah, that's surprising. Also, Morocco is still here. I mean, that's good enough for them, I think. Okay, the Ottomans were at war with Rome, which I was kind of excited for. But now they've gone after the Goths as well. That's probably not a good sign. Attila as well. I don't know. This is a smaller bit of land. I don't know. Maybe this could get rough, but not great for the Goths. I mean, like I said, they just needed some time to rebuild. They're constantly at war, and it's taking its toll. It's obviously slowing them because they have everything they need to be a strong civ. 2 very big cities, a lot of land, but yeah, it's just not quite working out for them. Russia pieces out with the Khazar, who's left with just this one smallish city. It looks like Mongolia has definitely turned the tide in terms of numbers in this war, but they're certainly not making any land progress. China should be fine. I think these Chokanus are a bit outdated. I might be completely wrong, but I feel like crossbowmen are more advanced. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Chokan. I felt they were archer replacements, but they do look like crossbows, so maybe they are crossbowmen replacements. But I don't know. Maybe China just... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe China's just struggling a little bit here. Bit overconfident when they attacked Mongolia. Obviously, they attacked when Japan was still fighting them. So since then, maybe head-to-head, Mongolia still has a bit of an advantage. But I think they're safe. Beijing, relatively safe. Shanghai isn't really under threat, and the other cities are very far away. California has grabbed their first city. It won't be a canal. They've settled Fresno here. Sounds like an ice cream. Can I get a Fresno, please? It's out. What are those things? In the UK, slush puppy things. I don't know what they're called in the rest of the world. So, but like the ice drinks. That kind of sounds like what a Fresno should be. Is that or a frozen coffee or something? I don't know. Maybe just making up a load of rubbish. I don't know. That's what it sounds like to me anyway. What is England doing down here with a warrior? Don't know. There we go. Garama, the former Garamantes capital, and obviously the biggest part, the deepest city Rome had into Africa. Once again, falls into the Songhai's possession. I think it'll stay that way. The Ottomans are actually here helping as well now. Sweden v Greece, well, that doesn't matter anymore. Obviously, they did border very briefly, but the Goths took that city. Rome v Greece, I'm not sure about that, Rome. Why are you doing that? You're already struggling. France is actually potentially going to get this city off you if you're not careful. I don't know if you need to be fighting Greece. It's just, even if it's a few triremes, it's just more to deal with. Some land units coming through. They're making it messy for themselves, Rome. We'll see, getting a bit big for their boots, maybe. Or boot, we should say. They are just the one boot. I can't believe Britain gave this to France. That was so stupid. Can't believe that. That is one advantage we human players have. We don't make those kinds of mistakes. Finally, the void of Germany has been filled a little bit. Another Russian city. There are some civs that are slowly adding cities that, well, I wasn't considering super strong civs, and obviously the info addicts maybe didn't show them as strong, but they are slowly growing. Like Russia is just growing. Every now and then they're adding a city, conquering one. Eventually, it's going to add up to a point where they are able to compete with the Huns again. So early on, it seemed like the Huns was doing well. Canada has not so much, but settling. But the Shoshone has definitely just been slowly filling up everything with cities. It's ridiculous. They must be up there. I mean, I know it's only been 20 turns since we looked, but the Shoshone must be just as good as the Zulu and the Kulin, if not better, because they are ridiculous. They do have cannons, which is a big advantage for sieging. I just wonder where the Shoshone go. Like, who do they attack? The Iroquois, I mean, you could do it. That's probably not too... Especially now Canada's softened them up a little bit. America is kind of... Obviously is the easiest option, but it's kind of difficult land-wise to get through these couple of tiles. Texas is the big one, and again, there's so much resistance. Even though Texas's units are nowhere near as good, there's certainly enough of them to make it take a long time. Who the heck is that? We'll check in a second. Who just adopted an ideology? That's pretty terrifying. Someone has 3 factories. I'm guessing it's Shaka. Yep, there you go. Autocracy for the Zulu at turn 120. We are on deity difficulty. Oh, wow. Right behind him, though. The Kulin go in order. Those two. I don't even know if they've met each other, but they arrive. Oh, wow. The Zulu. I didn't even know there was an island here, but there you go. Didn't see that. They're obviously grabbing some of this random territory. In the middle of the map, Texas's turn just made it go very slow. Why did it do that? But yeah, the Shoshone, I don't really know who they go after here. I mean, I would have said California was crazy as well, but if they start to get some better boats, I mean, caravels aren't going to cut it, but, frigates. Later on, you'll have battleships and planes, obviously, and artillery and stuff to come through the mountains. Yeah, California's even at risk, arguably, now. But yeah, I'm very surprised. Those are some quick ideologies for the Zulu and for the Kulin. Jakarta is under siege here. Kulin just making a start. I don't know if they've just started and are going to do a lot more next turn. Indonesia somehow has a frigate. These civs are so random. I don't know where they just pull these units out when they need it. Like, Indonesia should not be anywhere near level on tech with the Kulin, but then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom, there it is. Right, France does grab the city of Seville. I'm sure it's going to change hands a few times, although there's no melee units around. But yeah, not looking good for Rome. Starting to crack a little bit, but they retake it for now. Egypt via Arabia. I don't see Egypt crossing the ocean. The Zulu are trying. And it's probably for the good of the rest of the world that the Zulu keep attempting this and failing. Greece has peaced out with France. Didn't even know that was going on, but probably a good move. Greece. Don't even know why you'd need to be at war with France. But yeah, I feel like this game's a lot closer than we think in terms of technology and stuff. I think production levels are obviously going to be very different. But some of the main things, like technology, there's no runaway winner. Just yet, anyway. But maybe I'm wrong. Obviously, I haven't looked. 21 turns is obviously a lot in this game. On this sort of... I think it's on quick speed as well. So, yeah, 21 turns is obviously quite a lot has happened since we last looked at the info addicts a couple of episodes ago. The Huns versus China. Pretty big in terms of, the size of the countries. But they are very far away. So, not too important. Brazil and the Inca has come to an end. And again, no real cities changing hands, just a few units dying. Still, neither of them have coastal cities, which is another interesting thing to note. Just keeping them separated. There you go, California with the city of Monterey, just to the south of Fresno. Go on, make the canal. You know you want to. Canada's now down here. I don't really know what they're looking for. I mean, these are coastal cities, and these mountains mean they're pretty safe, to be fair. And Britain versus Arabia doesn't really matter unless there's some secret British army somewhere, but it doesn't look like it. Arabia are doing okay. I mean, they could survive, I guess. I don't see who could take them out. I guess maybe the Ottomans if they really went for it, but you know, if not, they're sort of just locked off inside this peninsula, kind of safe anyway. We'll see how it all pans out for them. Oh, some more damage. France didn't quite retake Seville. Rome definitely, you know, prioritising, but they're starting to look a bit thinner on units. There looks like there's a bit less. We'll see. The Ottomans, though, don't have open borders with the Songhai. Oh, no, they do. Okay, never mind. I thought they didn't. For some reason, they do. So they can still help out. That's cool. Russia versus Arabia. Okay. The AI is starting to hit that phase where they just randomly gang up on some of the smaller civs. Siam versus Arabia. Maybe not. The Zulu starting to have frigates could be a concern for like this city here. Maybe it's going to get a bit too much for Arabia. I'm not sure. Siam versus China. There's not enough units here. And the Inca enter the industrial era next. They are looking really big on this mini-map. All this land. I mean, it's not huge, but it's bigger than, say, Texas, for example. Who's this? Oh, no, that's so sad, isn't it? Inca into the industrial era. I was like, oh, Morocco's in there too. That's great for them. But no, they have just entered the Renaissance era. Oof. Hopefully I'm saying it correctly now. I've been saying it wrong for so long. I feel terrible. Arabia piecing out with the Zulu. Good timing, Arabia. And they didn't give anything away. Thank goodness. The Goths v the Ottomans not leading to too much. Okay, Mongolia's starting to settle a bit more. Russia's going very far away with this settler. But yeah, Mongolia's just adding a couple more new city here. They've got a settler. Obviously, they settled this one a couple turns ago. So they're just maybe trying to cut off Japan and China. And that's maybe a good move. Force them to fight each other. Kulin with a settler heading somewhere. Don't know where that's going. Japan has not yet placed their settler in Australia, but it is there. And there's another one arriving, so I'm sure we'll see the Kulin v Japan at some point. And Indonesia not only defending Jakarta pretty well, they're also managing to do damage to a Kulin city. This is quite a defensive effort from them. Gotta hand it to them. Kulin and the Zulu not getting everything their own way. And France retakes the city of Seville. The Ottomans peace out with Arabia, and yeah, Arabia has escaped, so now they're just free to defend themselves from Egypt. I think they'll be fine now. I think that's good enough. They can handle that. They'll be good enough. California, go on. You know you want to. They'll settle there. They'll be one tile away. I just know it. And then we'll just have to go. Oh, Canada's coming back. They're thinking about it. That Mayan. They can stand there, can't they? You can go on the same tile. I don't know. Maybe. I'm sure they can. Shoshone with another new city up in the snow. About as far north as you could possibly go. Actually, another one sort of level with it over here. I don't think there's any cities more north than that. I think it's a little bit more north than these ones. Yeah, it's about one tile row above this. Yeah, it looks like that is just like by one tile. Maybe this one's the same as well, but definitely the most northernmost cities in the world. Nampa, actually, it's quite a few tiles. I didn't realise there's more up here. Never mind. Very, very far north with those cities. We're about halfway till the next info addict check, and not info addict check. Sorry, that's at turn 200. But the next disappearance of two civs. Who will it be? I don't know. It's not like there's a table or anything. It could be anyone. There's no restrictions on who it can't be. At least in this game. There is in the other game, but let's not worry about that. In this one, there certainly is no restriction. Oh, they've settled. No, it's not Eureka. You were meant to put it on this hill. California, ruining everything. To be fair, they've settled in places where they will never probably get kicked out by the Inca, so that's pretty cool. And they've cut off the Mayans as well, so that will be interesting to see how this plays out for California. Very weird bout of settling. Don't really want to call it a colony, because there's not really space for colonies in this map. Because obviously there's no just open spaces, but yeah, I don't know what you would call it. Okay, so Zenitra has fallen to the Songhai again from Rome, and they have retaken Seville. at least for now, but it's not looking great for the Romans. Looks like they may end up, I think they'll probably keep this one. They have enough here, but yeah, losing 3 cities in Africa, not ideal. They were looking really good. It's all just sort of caved in, hasn't it? And withered. It's a shame. Right, Japan did finally grab a city down here. Not sure how keen on that the Kulin will be. It looks like Shaka might be about to come settle over here too. That'd be pretty big. I'd love to see a late game war. Whenever we have these two like superpowers or anything like that, superpowers, they just never fight each other at the end. It'd be amazing if the Kulin and the Zulu just absolutely sent giant fleets at each other across the Indian Ocean. Japan, they have flipped the book here. Mongolia starting to make some progress. Siam attacking China in the south, and now China will have to deal with Japan as well. This is going to be rough. This is going to be very difficult. Oh, perfect timing again. The AI is just these three are like playing chess. They all think they're playing checkers, and the other one's playing chess. I don't know exactly how the saying goes, but last time Japan was at war with Mongolia, China joined in, and Japan got out of that one. This time Japan joins against China, and Mongolia gets out. So now Mongolia can sit and rest. I'm not sure that was the best move for Mongolia. I think it was a good move for Japan to peace out when China was at war with Mongolia. I don't think this is so good. I think Mongolia probably would have got some cities with Japan's help. But yeah, not anymore. We'll see what Japan can do. Fully focused on China, sort of coming from the north as well. And we'll see if they can battle up into this sea through the Galeuses. It could be, if they could fight their way through here and come down from the north, that'd be quite impressive. Russia competes the Brandenburg Gate. Have they got an ideology too? Don't you need an ideology to get? No, I don't. Maybe not. No, I think you need to complete one of the earlier military. I don't know. They do have Cossacks. They're unique cavalry unit, and I don't think we've seen anyone else with cavalry. So yeah, there's a few civs with their own, not even unique units, but making the most of their own tech advantages at the moment over others. Canada still struggling. They're a strong civ. Definitely wouldn't count them out, but not looking great for them at the moment. I wonder who. I think it's about time. Maybe I just give my guess of a top 10 that I almost like to do. Obviously, we do a top 10 at the end. Bear in mind, many of these civs might disappear or just struggle in the game before then. But yeah, in terms of top 10, I'm not in any particular order, although, I'll start with the easier ones. Zulu, Kulin, that's 1 and 2. Shoshone, 3 as well. Probably, I'd put those 3 probably a bracket above the rest, but again, I don't know. That's 3. I would put Russia and the Huns in there, so 4 and 5. It's hard because the East Asian civs are doing good, but I don't know if they're doing that good. I'd put Canada in as 6. Does Texas get in? The Inca aren't doing that badly. This is really tough, actually. France is also doing really well. The Songhai look good. Siam. I don't know. I just named a load of civs. I think I may have named 10, which is perfect. Hang on, let me do this again. Shoshone, Canada. I'm going to skimp out and say Texas as well. Texas, that's 3. But then California's got better technology. Oh, man. This is... Okay, let's just say Shoshone, Canada, Texas, Inca, not Brazil, just because Inca beat Brazil and then tied with them. So that's 4. Zulu, Egypt, and Songhai. Oh, no Egypt. No Egypt. I don't think Egypt's quite there. That's a complete guess. This isn't very scientific. I'm just guessing. So Songhai and Zulu will take us to 6. 7 with the Kulin. 8 with... Is Siam that good? Some of them look good and aren't that good. And yeah, I think it's too hard to actually name a top 10. There you go. But let me know what who you think's maybe top 5. That might be easier right now. I don't know. Or maybe harder. Let me know what you think instead, because yeah, I genuinely there's 15 good civs maybe in the world. It's too hard for me. Last series it was ideal. There was like I think I named 9 out of the 10, and 1 was a bit messed up. Just bad luck. Bear in mind the info addict method does have its one sort of main disadvantage when picking a winner is like a civ that comes 10th every time, will lose out against a civ that comes first maybe once or twice, which is a bit harsh, but like that's just so some random civ that's good at culture or something might beat the civ that is genuinely the 10th best. It's just kind of how it works out, and yeah, it can be a bit harsh. Or like a civ that comes 11th every time, just always scores 0, and then there might be one that's unevenly finishing 5th and then last and then 5th again. Yeah, it's a bit. That's the only real downside to it, I think. But I think it's still the best way to choose a winner. I think a vote has obviously got the risk of bias. I got a very unhappy comment when we did that series without the info addicts and I let people vote. Because I think everyone voted for, a questionable winner. But I said, like I said, it didn't matter too much. Just, it was a bit of fun. But I got a comment that was very angry. Quite funny to read, but they were not impressed that it was a vote and I hadn't given it to the right civ. And then obviously I've used score as well in that scenario, but that's fine. We can use the info addicts if I'm less than 40, if I don't use the 60 civs, which I'd like to try a balanced world with 60 civs at some point. That's in the book too, as is the Asia game. I need to go and sort the mods out to get that to work next, hopefully. Texas and the Shoshone versus the Iroquois. That is quite an interesting one. We'll go and have a look at that as well. Texas and the Shoshone. Okay, Texas can't really do anything, but it's interesting to see them on the same team. But yeah, the Shoshone should have some success here against the Iroquois. Obviously, Canada's still fighting them. If these guys have learned anything from the East Asian nations, Canada will peace out immediately now. Mongolia adding some more settlements over this way. Where did that Canadian settler go? It is still around here trying to find its place. Chiro de Potosi is still available in there. That is completely surrounded by mountains. Right, Siam is about to conquer this Chinese city, I think. We'll see pretty soon, but I think so. This should be a done deal. Although they don't have a melee unit nearby, so maybe not. I don't know. Are these elephants melee? No, but next turn, surely that falls. So Siam, that's a big victory. And I mean, China, it may distract a few units away. Or obviously Japan is trying to come in from the north here. Could be interesting. Indonesia has protected themselves relatively well. Not too much going on. Even Sweden now has Gatling guns, so it's not. I think these civs are very close, to be honest. Rome is clinging on to Seville, just about. Although there's a few more French units to give it one last try. I think it's going to be more who's holding it when they peace out, as opposed to someone dominating and winning, holding on to the city forever. If that makes sense, it's just going to be swapping hands until they peace out, and someone's either going to win or someone's going to not have it at that time. Here we go, let's see what the Shoshone can do. Okay, they just sort of moved around a bit and actually fell back a bit, letting Canada continue to do a lot of the work. But yeah, this should certainly help Canada and the Shoshone out, I guess. And they will finally sort of have a border. I mean, the Shoshone should be a lot stronger in theory than Canada, but I think Canada could at least protect themselves. And, if they worked with Texas, there's a good chance of that. Although, knowing the AI, Texas will probably team up with... Oh, they killed the Aztecs at some point. Didn't see that. Okay, Japan has gone order, which means they've joined the Kulin. Interesting choice. That's the third ideology for Japan, so they're really doing well. But yeah, no more Aztecs. And Texas with a settler. Don't know where it's heading, but we've seen a few North Americans heading down this way. So that's quite exciting. I still can't believe Siam did not settle in any of the... I think that's new, or not new, but not... I don't know. But yeah, the Harappa sort of empire just disappeared. No one wanted any of it. China took a tiny bit, but they just let their borders naturally grow into it. Although Parthia is about to settle down here. It's pretty cool. We're not sure how long they'll hold on to it for, but at least they're coming down this way. It's a good sign. Rome defending themselves. If they kill that trebuchet, that should probably be enough to hold on to this now. I think they've done just enough for now. In the future it might get rough. Russia grabs a coastal city in the Pacific. Pretty useful. I don't know if Russia will ever connect to this, but you never know. Could do. They are getting stronger with every passing turn, it seems. Obviously they've got to watch out for Attila. He looks very strong as well. I did just see a city fall. Siam. Grab this off China, just a little bit of the borders, not a huge amount, so China still looks really cool on the map, but yeah, not great. And the Mayans via America. Oh, and yep, the Mayans will take Cuba pretty easily. Wonder if they'll get up here towards Atlanta in Florida. That'd be kind of nice for the Mayans, sort of out of nowhere. I mean, they got nowhere else to go and haven't really done anything else, so this will be quite interesting for them. I'd like to play as the Mayans. I've just finished playing as them in Civ 6, but in Civ 5, I think they've got quite a unique ability, haven't they? That gives them something else. Some other bonuses. I'd love to maybe give that a try one time. I've done TSL as the Aztecs, so it'd probably be a normal game, but still, could be fun. And the Kulin complete the Sistine Chapel wonder, and Japan with their second settler in Australia. And it looks like the Zulu is going to come around here somewhere, not sure where. And so far, so good for Indonesia's defense. But that'll be it for this episode. As always, if you have enjoyed, please do be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.